Hello and welcome back to our introduction and guide to supported decision making. My name is Jonathan Martinez. I am the Senior Director for Law and Policy at the Burton Blatt Institute of Syracuse University. In this session, we're going to talk more about the Justice for Jenny case, about how Jenny uses supported decision making and how her case wound up and what her case can tell us about supported decision making and the way that we can move forward. The last session, I told you what supported decision-making is, a fancy phrase for getting help when we need it, for getting assistance understanding the choices we have to make so we can make our best choices. And you and I do that every single day. And just like you and me, Jenny did too. We found out that years before, Jenny had signed a power of attorney, like a 40-page document with all kinds of technical terms in it. And we asked, if you think Jenny can't make decisions, how in the world did she sign a power of attorney? And this was the answer. We explained it to her. We took the time. The attorney took the time. We gave her the opportunity to ask questions. We gave her explanations of the terms. And it was not until we and the attorney were 100% sure that she understood the document that we agreed she should sign it. And we saw that Jenny had consented to surgery after her car accident and said, if Jenny can't make decisions, how in the world did she consent to surgery? And we were told the doctor explained it to her, and we explained it to her. Jenny has a little fear of needles, so we said, Jenny, there'll only be one needle, and when you wake up, it'll be gone, and you'll feel better. And the doctor said what they would be doing. And then Jenny understood and she signed the paper herself. We asked her Medicaid coordinator, how could Jenny be involved in her Medicaid plan of care if she can't make decisions? And we were told we practice person-centered planning. So every page we went over it with her, and we did not go to the next page until we were convinced that she understood the last page. And time after time and decision after decision, doing applications for Medicaid and applications for paratransit and assigning the right to receive records, time after time we heard that Jenny had been explained the decision she had to make and what she was facing, and when she understood it, she made the decision. Jenny used supported decision making. So after 6 days of trial, where people came from around the country to support Jenny, where people argued that Jenny is using supported decision-making, she does not need a guardian, there was a final argument, and I was Jenny's attorney, and I got to do what all attorneys want to do, which is wave our arms for 45 minutes and pound the table and plead. And the judge said, I'll be back in 15 minutes. He came back an hour later. And during that hour, I was telling Jenny, we're going to lose. Prepare yourself. This is a difficult case, but we're going to keep fighting, and you are strong, and we can get through this, and you can get through this. And Jenny kept saying, he's going to send me home. He's going to send me home. And I said, Jenny, you just keep saying that. And the judge came back on, and he started reading his order, and the first part of the order was all about why Jenny needs a guardian. At that point, I've got my arm on her shoulder, and I'm saying, Jenny, you can fight your way through this, and we can get through this. And she said, he's sending me home. And then the judge said this word. He said, however. And there is no lawyer in the world who wants to be on the wrong side of however. But thank God we were on the right side. Because what the judge said is, yes, Jenny, you do need a guardian over two things and two things only, medical care and safety issues. So here's what was going to happen. I'm going to make the guardians the people who you want to be, the people who you want to live with. You see, Jenny wanted to live with friends. And her friends came to court to support her, to say, they spent their own money on their own attorney, to say, that Jenny doesn't need a guardian, but if she does need one, if you think she should need one, let it be us, because we're the ones who'll support her. And the judge said, you two, Kelly Morris, Jim Talbert, you will be her guardians for 1 year, and 1 year only. And after that 1 year, the guardianship will be over. And that guardianship has been over since August of 2014. But for that 1 year, the judge said, your job, guardians, is to assist Jenny in making her own decisions. Your job is to help Jenny use supported decision makings, because the job of the guardian is not to make decisions instead of the person, but to make the decisions the person would make, to make decisions with the person. And what that means is what you see on your screen behind me. Jenny got justice that day. And that's my favorite picture in the whole wide world. That's Jenny in front. Look at her. She's going home. She's been in a group home for almost a year. And that's her right there, smile on the face of someone who's been told, you can go home today. And that's me behind her in soft focus. I've never looked better. But the question that this case asks, Jenny's case begs this question. Why did Jenny get justice? Well, the easy answer, the tempting answer is because she's awesome, and she is. But that's not the right answer. Because Jenny is awesome, but here's the thing. All Jenny wanted to do was live her life. She was living a regular life in her own apartment, with her own job, with her own social life. Jenny, there's nothing special about the life she wanted to live. We hear all the time a phrase called inspiration porn, about people with disabilities being treated like they're special when they do things everyone else does. That's not Jenny Hatch. Jenny wanted to live her own life the way she had been living. So there was nothing special there. The one thing that was truly set her apart was that she didn't give up. She was told time and again, get used to your new life, and she wouldn't. And what we know is that most people denied their right to make choices will give up. Jenny Hatch never did. And that's one of the reasons she got justice. But there's other reasons, and I'm afraid, and it makes me sad to say, far more important reasons. It was because she had a ton of help. She had friends who I told you came and supported her and spent their own money on their own lawyer. I was Jenny's lawyer. They had to get their own lawyer to fight. She had experts come from around the country and submit briefs from around the country saying why she should have the opportunity to make her own decisions. She is incredibly telegenic, so the media loved her, and she had a judge who listened and learned. You know what that means? It means she got lucky. It means Jenny Hatch got lucky, because you take away any of those things, and she's in that group home right now. I told you before, there's 1 million more people under guardianship today than there were 20 years ago. You know what that means? It means there's a whole lot of Jennys and not a whole lot of justice. Thank you for joining us. In the next session, we're going to talk about where we go from here. Thank you so much.